Hello students, welcome back to another video of metric spaces. Today we will discuss one theorem again on compact metric space and BWP, that is Bolzano-Weierstrass property. So the statement of the given first theorem is statement of the theorem is a compact metric space has BWP. A compact metric space has BWP, that is every compact metric space has a Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Now we will prove this theorem. Here we have given that XD is compact metric space and we have to prove that this compact metric space has BWP. So we will prove this theorem by using contradiction. So let XD be a metric space. Let XD be a metric space, and on contrary we will suppose that this metric space does not have any. Let XD be a compact metric space. This is the given thing. Let XD be a compact metric space. On contrary we will suppose XD is a compact metric space without BWP. XD is a compact metric space. XD be a compact metric space without BWP. Without BWP. Now this is compact metric space without BWP means there exists at least one infinite subset of that XD which does not have any limit point in that set X. Then there exists an infinite subset of suppose that subset is A of the metric space X without any limit point. Without any limit point. By definition of BWP, we say that XD has BWP if every infinite subset has limit point. So here XD is compact metric space without BWP means there exists at least one infinite subset of X which does not have any limit point. So A be that infinite subset for which does not have a limit point. So let small x belongs to X be an arbitrary element. Be an arbitrary element. So this is arbitrary element. This A does not have any limit point. So this will be again this X is not a limit point of A. Then this X is not a limit point of A. This X is not a limit point of A. So this X is not limit point of A means there exists some radius greater than 0 such that if you draw that open sphere then the intersection of that open sphere with A is empty. So this X is not limit point of A. So an open sphere suppose that open sphere is SR of X centered at X with radius R which does not contain, this open sphere does not contain any point of A because this X is not limit point. So this open sphere does not contain any point of A other than singleton X. This is by definition of limit point, other than singleton X by using definition of limit point. Therefore the SR of X intersection with A is either empty or singleton X. SR of X does not contain any point of A other than singleton X means there are two possibilities of the intersection. SR of X intersection with A is either empty or singleton X. Empty when X does not belongs to A and singleton X when X belongs to A. This is by using definition of limit point. Now we will consider one set C. Suppose that set is C, set of open spheres centered at x with some radius greater than 0 is an open cover, because for every element in A, singleton SR of x intersection with is only singleton x. So if we take these open sets, every open sphere is open set. So this is open sphere, that is this open sphere is open set. So if we consider all these open spheres, then this, that is all these open sets will be the open cover, because if x belongs to A, then for every x belongs to A, there is open sphere which contains this single element. So for this infinite set, if we take an infinite family of open spheres, then that open sphere will be the open cover for the x. This is an open cover or for x. This is open cover for x. This is open cover for x. But given metric space XD is compact, that is x is compact, but x is compact. X is compact. So x is compact means every open cover has finite subcover. So this open cover also have a finite subcover. Therefore C has the family of open cover. C has a finite subcover. Finite subcover. Suppose that subcover will be, say, S R I of xi, S R I of xi, such that this xi belongs to x and this I is varying from 1 to n. 1 is less equal, I is less equal, suppose some n. Finite subcover means there are finitely many open spheres whose union contains x. So this S R I of xi, such that xi belongs to x and I varies from 1 to n, is finite subcover. So this implies that this is finite subcover for x, because x is compact. So this x has finite subcover means x lies inside the union of these open spheres, but these whole things are happening in this metric space. So this is subset of this x, this open sphere, union of open spheres is subset of x and x is subset of this. So x is equals to union of S R I of xi and I varies from 1 to n. We can write this is finite subcover for this x. So this implies that x lies inside this open union of open spheres, but these things are happening or we are dealing in the metric space. So this is subset of x. So we directly write x is equals to union of S R I of xi, but we can write A is equals to A intersection of x. We can write A is equals to A intersection x, because where A is subset of x. So A is equals to A intersection x, but x is equals to this. So we can rearrange this A intersection with x is equals to union of S R I of xi and I running from 1 to n. S R I of xi and I running from 1 to n. Now A intersection with this union, A intersection with this union, we can write it as union of A intersection of this open spheres by using the rules of union and intersection, that is commutative law in intersection. So this will be the union I running from 1 to n A intersection with S R I of xi, S R I of xi. Now A intersection with S R I of xi is either phi or singleton x. Whenever x is element of A, their intersection is singleton x. So this intersection is xi. So union of I running from 1 to n is either phi or singleton x. That is we have seen in the, just a second, because S R of x intersection with A is either phi or singleton x. Phi whenever x is not element of A and singleton x when the x is element of A. So this intersection is singleton of xi's whenever this xi belongs to A. So union of xi is, union of singleton x is the finite set x1 comma x2 up to xn. Singleton x1 union singleton x2 union singleton x3 union singleton xn is equals to this finite set. So, A is equals to this finite set implies that A is finite. So, we get A is finite, but our A was infinite. So, this is contradiction to A is infinite, which is contradiction to A is finite, which is contradiction to A is which is contradiction to A is infinite subset of X, infinite subset of X. So, this is contradiction means our assumption is wrong, and our assumption was X is without BWP. So, that assumption is wrong means X has BWP, that is every compact metric space has Bolzano-Weierstrass property. This result is important one, that is every compact metric space has BWP. We have proved this by using contradiction. On contrary, we have supposed that XD is compact metric space without BWP. Without BWP means there exists an infinite subset of X without limit point. By definition of BWP we say that given metric space has BWP if every infinite subset has limit point, but this XD is compact metric space without BWP. We have supposed that contrary, this XD is compact without BWP. So, this XD is without BWP means there exists an infinite subset of X which is without limit point, that is there does not exist any limit point of it. So, that X is arbitrary element of that metric space, then this X is not limit point because this set A has no limit point. So, this X is again not a limit point of A. So, X is not limit point of A. So, we draw the open sphere, then that open sphere intersection with A is either phi or singleton X by using definition of limit point. Now, if the intersection is phi or singleton X, then we consider the family of this open sphere, that is S R1 of x1, S R2 of x2 up to so on. This infinite family is an open cover for A because this intersection contains either singleton element. Now, if we consider singleton x1, singleton x2, singleton x3 up to some infinite elements, then this will be the open cover for A. Now, we have to prove that this, but we have X is compact. So, this open cover has finite subcover. So, we consider X Ri of Xi is finite subcover I running from 1 to n. So, this is finite subcover. So, this finite subcover means X is lies inside this finite subcover, union of these open sets. So, X contained in union of Ui, union of this S Ri of Xi, and this S Ri of Xi is again in metric space. So, we can directly write X is equals to union of S Ri of Xi. But we have A is subset of X. So, A is equals to A intersection X. A intersection X is A because A is subset of X. So, we can write X is equals to this, and now A intersection this means union of A intersection of these open spheres. So, writing that we get A is equals to finite set, but our A was infinite. So, this is contradiction. This means that X has the BWP. Now, the next result is, which is next corollary is, there is only statement of this corollary, and the important one, a compact metric space, a compact metric space is sequentially compact. A compact metric space is, every compact metric space is sequentially compact. Every compact metric space is sequentially compact. The proof of this corollary is very simple, because in the previous theorem we have seen that compact metric space has BWP, and in the previous video we have seen that X is sequentially compact if and only if it has BWP. So, X is compact. Compact implies that X has BWP, and X has BWP, then that metric space is sequentially compact. So, compact metric space is sequentially compact. Every compact metric space is sequentially compact. This statement is important as far as multiple choice questions concerned. So, that is it for today.